Hello, Sanchez friends. Here we are with another idea of how to improve our work now that we are at home. The problem that we see a lot when we are doing the volleys is when we want to go from one side to the other, we go take our racket a little farther back. So we go with the racket back, we go with the elbow back, so we are always putting the elbow behind. So these exercises that we're gonna do here and the way we're gonna do the progressions are going to help to improve the position of the elbow. So once we go back to the tennis court, we are more used to having the elbow in front and just getting the hand to move from one side to the other side, from one side to the other side, without having to move the elbow so much, which will allow us to have better control. That we want to address with these exercises is usually a lot of players, they use a two-hander backhand, and when they come to the net, they tend to swing at the ball. They tend to take the racket back with the use of the left hand. So once you start to teach them how to do the volley, the racket usually falls. They don't have enough power, and they try to get the power from the wrist. So instead of really keeping the elbow in there and learning how to do it, they start more swinging at the volley. So these exercises will help you also for that. So I always like to start the progressions without the racket because that'll give you also a better feeling with the hand. So if you have something like this at home, a little ball, beach ball, it will help a lot. First, because you don't have such a big impact on the hand. The second one is because you can really have the little time to go from one side to the other. So I'm gonna start doing an exercise that involves use the position of the elbow in the front and just trying to get from one side to the other side without moving the elbow. So we will start only with the forehand, and once I get the control with the forehand, I will try to change to the backhand side. Here, if I do it with a regular ball, to do it with the back side, it will be very difficult to control. With such a big ball, it's actually very easy. Once again. Once I get the control, then I start going from one side to the other side. I go one and one. I start lower, higher, and the backhand side, lower, higher. You notice my elbow is always in the front. I can go faster from one side to the other side, and I can get on my feet to move from one side to the other side. If I start getting tired, it's because of the amount of repetition. There is really no stress on my arm. So a very typical exercise that we can do at home is to work on the volleys. So I'm going to start with something that we are all probably doing when we go against the wall. So forehand and backhand volleys, you can start turning a little more, getting the footwork. But I want to emphasize something very important. I don't know if you notice the position of my elbow. It was always in front. Here in Sanchez Academy, we like to emphasize a lot the contact point. Since we start playing from the baseline, that's one of the most important concepts. We don't have so much time, or a lot of the time in our practice is spent on the baseline. So we want to go back now that we have the time to emphasize the contact point, put it at shorter distance, and when we are controlling it with the volleys. So let's start doing the exercise in the right way. So if you see little movement of the elbow, I start going more with my feet. The elbow is always in the front. So as you can see in this exercise, I'm always with the elbow in front. That is something that is very difficult to do when we are just practicing with someone else. The ball comes in such a speed that sometimes we get into the habit of having the elbow behind. So a normal volley will be putting the elbow in the front, moving the racket from one side to the other, put always the elbow in the front. When we are there practicing, we run into the habit of just having the elbow next to our hips, behind. So that makes us control or manipulate the racket a lot with our wrist, a lot with longer swings, is trying to kind of get rid of the ball. If you start doing this exercise and nobody tells you anything, you will run into these problems. Just having the elbow in the back, having no time, and always feeling like the ball is going against your body. Okay, so to do from one forehand to the other side to a backhand, it becomes a big problem. So one of the main things is just to be able to control the position of the elbow. Another mistake will be that you start swinging, and once you do a little swing against the wall, you don't have time. So if you are able to control in such a short distance, that means like you are probably having the position of the elbow, the control of the racket. Okay, and if you still have problems getting that elbow to go to the front, we can use the help of some tools. Probably this one is not right now missing at home. We all have one of these right now, I hope. So we're just gonna use it. We're gonna put it here in the front to hold our elbow, to really keep it in the front. And we're gonna trying to keep the volley from one side to the other side. This is the important part, that we are able to go from forehand to backhand without bringing the racket too far back, without bringing the elbow too far back. So this will help to just get the elbow in the right position and start controlling. The racket gets too heavy, I don't mind if you hold it a little bit higher so that you can really get the feeling on the elbow. Right now, the focus is the elbow, okay? So if you want to do just a few repetitions, you can be really dynamic. That's the goal, that I'm controlling different heights, different speeds, a little fast, 2, then 1, 1 and 1, 3 and 3, so you can use different patterns. So it's always trying to find that little surprise in the next shot. So you're able to react from one side to the other side without bringing the elbow back, and that's the whole point of these exercises.